Hi guys, this is Sammy Ketchum here, and I'm going to be bringing you a deck profile of Ultra Necrozma Malamar for the new standard format. This is mainly what I'm going to be playing. This deck probably will change, so like later on, depending on tech choices and things like that. But right now, I'm going to bring this to you, and hopefully you'll like it. First, let's start off with 3 Ultra Necrozma. Ultra Necrozma has its attack Photon Geyser with a Psychic Energy and a Metal Energy. 20 damage plus 80 more for each energy you discard, each Psychic Energy. You pair this up with Malamar. Malamar can basically power this up on the bench. You can bring this out and attack with it. With 2 energies with the metal, 2 energies in the metal, you're hitting for 180. With a choice band is 210, which is knocking out just about, Zoroarks, knocking out anything that's 210. If you add a 3rd energy, it's knocking out Gardevoir. It's knocking out just about anything in the format. So this is very good. It's a very solid, great attacker, great beat stick. This is why I'm playing this deck. It's very simple to use, and honestly, I think this has the potential to be probably the best deck in the format, at least for a little while. Then we have 2 Dawnwings Necrozma Gx. Dawnwings Necrozma Gx is mainly used here for its ability. You would basically use its ability and bring him up to the active spot and bring your active back to the bench to get powered up. His ability really allows him for the use of the shenanigans in this deck. With Alter the Moon now basically a retreating option, this could really be a great option. All you have to do is attach an energy to him, and you can retreat him with Alter the Moon. Before, you had Floatstone, but you don't have Floatstone anymore, not in this new format. So, also his Moon Eclipse GX attack is very good. He can basically be immune for a turn. It hits for 180. 180 basically hits, some basic GXs, which is very good for knockouts. This also hits weakness on Butthole. Hits weakness on fighting Pokemon, psychic weak Pokemon, which is very good. It's very good against Garbodor, very good against Butthole, like I said before. This is a really good card for this deck. I like it. I really like it. Other than Guzma and Lichen Rock being able to take away from his GX attack, it's very solid choice, and it's a very great compliment to Ultra Necrozma GX. Then we have a 3/3 line of Malamar. I play a 3/3 line because I can get away with it. I can get away with a 3/3 line. I like it. 3/3 line is very healthy for this type of deck. The regular Necrozma deck definitely would play 4. Because you need more Malamars on the bench with that deck. This deck needs only 3. Essentially, you only need 2 on the bench with Ultra Necrozma. The 3rd one is basically so you won't prize it out. Also the 3rd one is actually helpful. If one goes down, you have 1 in the deck. You have other pieces that you can rely on, which is very good. Malamar's ability is very good, helping you get a psychic energy from your discard pile. You can attach 1 to 2 each turn with this deck. It's just so good. And it's not just good with this deck. You know, you can attach psychic energies to anybody with Malamar. You know, so honestly, I could see people using Malamar with other decks. But, you know, of course, there aren't a lot of people who have came up with ideas for other decks. You know, I do have another deck in the works that uses Malamar, but that's another video. Next up, we have 2 Tapu Lele. Most decks are basically run like 2 or 3 Lele. Use it for its ability Wonder Tag. You know, search out a supporter. This is very good in this deck because you have Mysterious Treasure. Mysterious Treasure searches out a Psychic and a Dragon Pokemon. All your Pokemon in this deck are basically Psychic and Dragon. You can search this out easily. Get a supporter. It's that broken. You know. His attack isn't bad either, since you use Psychic Energies as a... Since you use Psychic Energies, you can power this up easily. His attack could be... Her attack could be really good against your opponent if they have like a lot of energies attached, which can be helpful. Also, this deck has Tapu Lele Gx. You can use that to heal your Pokemon if your opponent, you know, is taking longer or tries to two-shot you. That Tapu Lele could be really useful. All around, this is a very good card for this deck. You know, this could do things in this deck that other decks cannot do, which is very good. We have 1 copy of Oranguru. Oranguru is very good as the ability draw in this deck. Get your hand down to 0 to 1 to 2 cards. You can draw up to 3 cards, which is very good, which is the main reason why we use this. His attack is also good. There's 60 plus 60 plus 20 or 30 more for each energy attached to your opponent, which is very, very good. You can get up to 120, which isn't bad. You could two-shot things. You can also hit Pokemon like the Baby Ninetales or Baby Hoopa, which basically gets rid of those pesky EX and GX problems. You know, but other than that, his ability is what it's used for. It should be very good for this deck going forward. I mean, just a solid choice. And for bench space. Also, Parallel City is gone now, so this will be basically a mainstay on the bench. You don't have to worry about people bringing it up, knocking it out, that sort of thing. I mean, unless, you know, they just Guzma or something. If you want to Guzma it up, I mean, but, you know, hey-ho, that's Guzma. We have Lunala Prism Star, the last Pokemon in this deck. Lunala is my deck choice, deck tech choice for its first attack. You can use it to get back energies from the discard pile and attach them to your Pokemon for as many of your opponent's Pokemon in play. You can attach up to 6. This is very good in the late game when you have a lot of energies in your discard pile. If they knock out your Malamars or Inkays and you have energies in your discard pile, this is very, very good. You know, helps you get energies back onto your Pokemon. Psychic energies. I like it. I like it. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I haven't had too many chances to use this card like that. And I want to. I want to basically use this card to do that. I wanted to be able to get back psychic energies and attach it to my Pokemon and make this card useful. It's really that good. And it can save me in a pinch. His second attack isn't bad either. But we really barely ever get that attack off. It's 4 energies. It's kind of hard to get off in this deck, but we can get it off. But it's this Pokemon is mainly used for its first attack, so we're mainly going to focus on that. This is also will be good against Buzzhole, because you can one-shot it with his attack. It's a psychic Pokemon. You can beat it. So as a solid choice and to help you get energies, this card is really great. You only need it for 1 turn. If Zoroark knocks it out, you're not worried about it. It's only 1 prize. So, that's my reason behind it. Good Lunala. Next up, we move to the draw supporters. We play 4 Cynthia. Every deck going forward from now on, we'll be playing 4 Cynthia. It is basically the best draw card we have right now. So, that's self-explanatory. You draw 6. Enough said. 2 Lillie. I like 2 Lillie in this deck. Lillie is great as in the first turn. If you get your hand down to a good amount of sides, you can use this to drop to 8 cards. Very good in early game. Not too bad, in mid to late game if you want to draw, if you want to use it for draw power. I like it. It's a good solid choice. But mainly for the early game to help you out. As far as draw power goes, we don't have too many good options. So this is actually not a bad option. So this is what we have, and I like it. Next up, we have 2 Judge. This card is very, very good in this deck. Well, I say it's very, very good in this deck. I say it's needed. You use it as disruption. You disrupt your opponent. That's my take on it. You want to disrupt your opponent. You both go to 4 cards. It'll hurt your opponent even more if you've already set everything up and then you judge them and they go down to 4. In the early game, this is really good because you can set them back so bad that basically they'll end up losing the game right from that first turn judge because they won't have what they need. You know what I'm saying? It's that good. I'm telling you, man, this card is going to change. This card is going to change the format. I want to play 3. Right now, I have 2 in here. If you want to, disrupt your opponent in the beginning. Late game, if you're behind on prizes or if you're losing, you disrupt your opponent. Get them down to 4. Take away their big hand. So they basically won't have as many options. Maybe you can make a comeback from that. Hopefully you can. The only reason I say this is viable is because you have a Oranguru in this deck. If you judge yourself down to 4 cards, you use up a couple of those cards, you can draw a couple more cards with a Oranguru and still end up in a good place to do what you need to do for the turn. That's my reasoning behind it. I'm sticking behind this card. I want to play 3. Pray that I don't play 3. Next up, we have 4 Guzma. Guzma is self-explanatory. Just about every deck I'll be playing 4. You use it to choose your opponent's Pokemon to bring up from the bench. You can switch out your own as well. This also helps out with the Ultra shenanigans in this deck, and Dawn Wings Necrozma. This is very good in this deck with those abilities and those strategies. I can't, I can't go into more detail enough. I mean, it's self-explanatory. Also, Guzma wins games. I mean, there have been so many times I watched on stream where Guzma could basically end the game. Like, oh, does your opponent have the Guzma to win? You know, or if they have the Guzma, they win next turn. So that's what it boils down to. It boils down to Guzma helping you win the game. You know. To round up the supporters, we got 2 Pokemon Fan Club. This is my deck choice. There's been some controversy around this. A lot of people say that this isn't that good, but I like it. I really, really like it. For me, this is basically the Bridget replacement. You use it in the beginning to get 2 Pokemon to your hand. You don't have to worry about them going to the bench. You know what I'm saying? If you're, well, you're not under parallel lock anymore. So, going to the hand really won't matter. But it is very good for abilities that, you use in the hand. Like Lele. You can put Lele to the hand and have it for next turn. Or, something else. I like it. I really, really like this. It's a solid choice. Solid choice for the beginning of the game. I mean, that's why I like it, We have 4 Mysterious Treasure. Mysterious Treasure is broken in this deck. You can search out a Dragon and a Psychic Pokemon by discarding a card. Almost all the Pokemon in here are Psychic and Dragon. It can search out every single Pokemon in this deck. This is probably the most busted card in this deck. Just because of that. You can also search out Tapu Lele, which is very, very good. I can't preach more about this card, how good this card is in this deck. So, I mean, that's what we got. It's just a super staple in this deck. Next up, we have 4 Ultra Ball. 4 Ultra Ball is a staple in just about every single deck as well. You discard 2 cards, get any Pokemon you want out of your deck. The discarding 2 cards is really important here because you can discard Psychic Energies. Get them in a discard pile from Malamar to charge up your Pokemon, which is very good for this deck. I can't say any more about it. I mean, that's what this does. You combo this with the Psychic Energies to get them in a discard pile. Very good for this deck. We have 3 Choice Band. 3 Choice Band is very good for this deck. I like 3. I've seen people play with 2. Honestly, my opinion, I think that's wrong. I think you need 3 because just to have 3 in the deck. If they field blower 1 or 2 of them off, hey, you've got a 3rd one. You could keep going. You could keep hitting your opponent for 30 extra damage. You know what I'm saying? It's just that good. I see the reasoning for playing 2 because they have the Beast Energy in the deck, but Beast Energy isn't a Choice Band. It's a Beast Energy. And a lot of control decks like Zoroark like to play Enhanced Hammer. They can play Enhanced Hammer and get rid of your Beast Energy. I like 3 Choice Band. It's my choice. And 3 is a mainstay. I think it is so important to have 3. If you only play 2 and you prize 1 of them, then you only have 1 in the deck. You only have 1 in the deck, and you're going to have a hard time finding one. You're going to have a hard time finding it, and you're going to need it for the damage output. Also, if you draw into it and attach it, and then they field blower it away, guess what? You have no more choice bands, except for the one in your prize. You'll have to basically, draw it out of your prizes in order to get it, which is an even bigger hassle. So playing 3 really allows you to help the consistency of getting this card out. That's why I like it. 2 Beast Energy. 2 Beast Ring. 2 Beast Ring is very good in this deck. You have Ultra Beast in here, Ultra Necrozma Gx and Wings Necrozma GX. You can attach 2 energies from your deck to one of your Ultra Beasts. It's very, very good for energy acceleration in this deck. It just helps out that much more. This deck becomes more powerful than Boss Hole in the upcoming format because not only will it have Beast Ring, but it also has Malamar. So this has a great energy acceleration engine in this card and in Malamar, which makes it very, very good going forward. If your opponent has 4 or 3 prizes, this becomes useful. Of course, they can try to play around it, but if you can get this out and your opponent has 3 or 4 prizes and you have Ultra Beast, this card is just bonkers good. This could help you win games. This could really help you win games, and I've won games because of it. So, yeah, it's that good. 2 Rescue Stretcher. This is the reason why I only play with a 3/3-liner Malamar, because you can get away with it. You have 2 Rescue Stretchers. You have 2 ways of getting back your Pokemon, either to your hand or back to the deck. You have Mysterious Treasure in here that can search them back out. Also Ultra Ball. So these are very good. A lot of players now in this new format will play 2 Rescue Stretcher because you need to get back recovery. Super Rod has now going to expanded format because rotated out. So 2 Rescue Stretchers will become normal for most decks. So I like it. It's recovery. The next item, 2 Energy Lotto. Right now I'm loving this card. This is to replace Professor's Letter. I can't say enough about this card. Right now in testing, it has been doing really, really great. You look at the top 7, taking energy from there and add it to your hand. It is so good. I can find the metal energy with this. I can find the psychic energy. I can find the beast energy with this. This is very, very good, and it's very, very solid. I like it. Don't get me wrong. You can whiff, just like you whiff with Max Elixir. But you have 7 cards, not 6. So, but you add it to your hand. Sometimes you need that in your hand. So, in order to find the metal energy in this deck, in order to find the psychic energy when you need it or something like that, this just helps this deck even more. A lot of people have been wondering what's going to happen after Professor Letters rotate. This is my answer. This is my answer to that. I like this card. I love it. This is my choice. I'm going with this. So, yeah. Next up, for the stadiums, we have 3 Altar of the Moon. 3 Altar of the Moon is very, very good. If you basically have a psychic energy attached to your Pokemon, you can basically retreat it for free. Well, for 2 less. Most of the basic Pokemon in this deck, or all the Pokemon in this deck, have about like a 2 retreat cost. Yeah, they have about 2 retreat costs. So if they have a psychic energy attached to them, the retreat cost is free. This works very good with Wings Necrozma Gx. If it uses its ability to move to the active, and it has a psychic energy attached, you can retreat it back to the bench, which is a very, very good for powering up your Pokemon on the bench while Dawn Wings is active, then retreating it back, bringing up your Pokemon that just got powered up, and then you can proceed to knock out your opponent. So this card becomes a staple in this deck after Floatstone leaves. I'm playing 3 just to add consistency to this card. Stadiums actually become pretty big in this new format. You've got Shrine of Punishment. You've got some other stadiums that will come out later. That would be really, really key to other decks. So this is going to be a mainstay. Next up, we have the Energy. We have 7 Psychic Energy. 7 Psychic Energy is actually standard for the Ultra Necrozma list. Most people play like 7, you know. So, yeah. Energy Acceleration, we need lots of energies. From Malamar, you know, that's just his deck. You know, that's just his deck. You know, Beast Ring, shenanigans. And it's very self-explanatory. It's not rocket science. We've got 3 Metal Energies. These are for your Ultra Necrozmas, of course. You know, to power them up. I mean, no, that's it. You got your metals, you got your psychics, you power up your Ultra Necrozma, you go in and you win. Last but not least, we've got Beast Energy. Beast Energy adds 30 damage to your Ultra Beast attacks. Ultra Necrozma and Dawn Wings Necrozma GX can both use this. It is very good. I mean, you can also attach this to any of your other Pokemon, but it won't count as a Beast Energy. It'll just be a regular colorless energy. But on Ultra Beast, this counts as any type of energy. This could be a Psychic. This could be a Metal Energy. So, yeah, it's very good. I can also find this with Energy Lotto in the deck, which is very good. So, yeah, you know, I like it, you know. Well, guys, that's the deck. I hope you like it. Ultra Necrozma Malamar. This deck has gone beyond my limits, and hopefully it'll go beyond your limits. And as always, go beyond plus Ultra. Thank you.